Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host Jonathan here at QuickBird Gaming. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of QuickBird News, where we cover 7 days of gaming news in less than 7 minutes. For this episode, we'll be covering the week of Sunday 15 December through Saturday 21 December. And since I'm on the clock, let's get into it. First up is this article from Engadget published on Thursday 19 December, which says Sony is now the largest shareholder of From Software's parent company, which is Kadokawa. And as you scroll down, you see that Sony spent about $300 million to get a 10% stake in Kadokawa. They already had a 14% stake directly in From Software. I only bring this article back up, this story, because it's been a story for the last couple weeks, and because Sony opted not to go for the full buyout. They're not going to have total control of Kadokawa, but I think they're going to have a stake, or a greater stake in what happens from here going forward. Does that mean we're going to see some Sony and From Software collaboration? It seems likely, but this just ties up this story in that they did not make, like I said, a full purchase, just a greater stake, and we're going to have to see what this means in the future. Next up is this article published on IGN on Tuesday, 17 December. The headline reads, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance going offline after 3 years. So here we have a game that was launched 3 years ago in June of 2021, I believe. And flip over to their Steam database. And you can see they had about 10,000 players at launch. They quickly fell off. And after October of that year, it never got above 100 players again. The game has about 50% positive reviews, which for Steam is absolutely abysmal. Flip back over to the IGN article, and it lists that it says that the servers will be taken offline on February 24th of 2025, and the multiplayer options will be gone. It will no longer be available for purchase, though people can still single play their game, and if they already own it. I went and checked Invoke Studios, the studio that made this game, to see what else they had in the pipes. They have no other games listed, so I wonder if we're looking at one of what's going to be an early entrant into the list of studios in 2025 that are downsizing or failing altogether. Next, we have this article published on gamesindustry.biz on Monday, 16 December. The headline reads, Capcom exploring further IP revivals following Okami and Onimusha reveals. Now, during the Game Awards the other week, they had revealed that they're going to start renewing work on these franchises again, Okami and Onimusha. They brought back Hideki Kamiya to the Okami franchise. A lot of people were really excited about this. I've been watching some of the speculation. People are looking at franchises. The big one that they're talking about is Mega Man, which is kind of exciting. Others are Dino Crisis, Breath of Fire. Is a franchise that I saw a lot of people mentioning that I'm not familiar with was called Darkstalkers. I think that's right. I'll have to go back and check that out. So this seems to be a good sign. Capcom wants to tap into that nostalgia factor. They have not announced any more franchises yet, but I think this is good news, something for us to look forward to in the future. Next up, I have 2 articles about a subject I really am kind of loath to talk about because I hate it, but it's part of our ecosystem, so it needs to be discussed. The Weird Cat game announced at Game Awards is not made with AI, developers say, and has zero blockchain technology or NFTs. This comes from a PC Gamer article posted on Wednesday, December 18th. Now, I mentioned in a previous video I didn't get a chance to see the Game Awards. I was traveling that day, and I have not seen all the trailers that were displayed, but apparently this game was a game about living the life of a cat. But for the outcry that's kind of come out is that people are looking at this and thinking it looks like it's AI, it's generative AI, inciting. People are saying it has an uncanny valley look to the trailer, a weird AI tinge, and they are discussing how the end of the trailer seems to indicate you can dress up your cats, and people are starting to immediately think, oh, NFTs. The Steam page, apparently before this controversy, merely was a jumble of buzzwords. It didn't really provide a good description of the game, what kind of gameplay it was, what kind of game it was. It's since been updated, but that's kind of fishy. And then there's this section of the article here. It says, questions linger because Super Authentic, which is the studio producing this, co-founder Kevin Young is also a co-founder of 10th Planet, a game studio that is or perhaps was working on blockchain games. One of them is called Alien Muse, a, quote, digital cat life simulation metaverse, unquote. So basically the kind of game that they're making with Catly. And this guy has apparently gone out and nuked his LinkedIn account. and that's not at all suspicious. At the same time, flip over to this article from Dual Shockers published on Friday, 28 December, and it reads, well, Ubisoft's new NFT grift game is featuring Rayman. The new NFT game is titled Captain Laserhawk, the GAME, and doesn't have much going for it other than its mindless ties to Ubisoft IPs. Once again, Ubisoft is trying to rip off its customer. I don't know if they are intentionally trying to tank their studio or not, but if they were, would they be doing anything different? Anyway, NFTs. Unfortunately, it's just the reality we live in, and blockchain and AI, something to be aware of. And then there's this article published on Friday, December 20th on Eurogamer. Skibbity Toilet and Plunger Man plop into Fortnite with Mariah Carey to follow. Next, finally, I'll cover this article posted on Tuesday, December 17th on GameSpot that reads, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director fruitlessly asks PC players to avoid weird mods. With the news that Rebirth is coming to PC as a port, it's going to open the floodgate for the mods. And while Naoki Hamaguchi's request came from the right place, I mean, have you seen the Tifa mods that are already out there? This is just not. This is going to happen, dude. It's just brace yourself for it. It is what it is. And there you have it, folks. 7 days of gaming news in less than 7 minutes. As always, if you enjoy this content, please like, please comment, please subscribe to the channel. There will be no news feature next week between Christmas and New Year's. I'll pick it back up in the new year. In the meantime, y'all have a happy holidays. Go out there, live your best life, and y'all stay gaming.